up? Welcome to the Assistant Coaches Lounge. I'm your humble host, Greg Larnard, and I'm also the hitting coach of the University of North Alabama softball program. This is really episode numero uno. I know we did the intro one where I gave you my story and I told you a lot about where I came from and what I've been through and how I got to where I wanted to go and to where I want to be. A lot of those things. So I appreciate you listening to that. If you haven't listened to that one, head on over to the Chat It Up YouTube channel, Chat It Up on Spotify, Apple Music, anywhere you get your podcasts. Just search again, Chat It Up Sports. And we're just a lovely little branch, a flowery branch. We're growing flowers every single time we record an episode here. And so we'll be, kind of glomming off of the Chat It Up Sports branch again in the tree. So again, follow us on all social medias at Chat It Up Sports. All right, our first guest, and this I thought would just be one that would be very apropos. She is a woman who I've gotten an opportunity to meet and to get to know over the last couple of summers and falls when we've done camps together. She is the assistant coach in her second season at Alabama A&M with the Bulldogs. She's a former all-state player who literally played every single position while she was in high school. She played for not one, not two, not three, but four colleges spanning just about every direction in the state of Georgia and also South Carolina, and has amassed over 200 victories as a head collegiate softball coach, hailing from Claxton, Georgia. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Becca Hewitt joining us this evening. Becca, what's going on? How are you?
I'm good. That was really a great introduction, like spot on.
I like to try to make my guests feel welcome and appreciated because I really do appreciate you. You were one of the first people for me personally getting into softball. Like when I first met you, just made me feel comfortable. Talk to me because I honestly felt like a fish out of water going to these camps and going recruiting and things like that with somebody just who had a baseball background and was just getting into softball. I literally knew nothing, and you will always have been incredibly nice to me. So I appreciate you for that.
Of course. And I thought that was interesting to learn when I heard your intro. I was like, oh my God, I would have never guessed he didn't have any experience in softball. That's crazy.
Literally
you fit right
zero.
in. It was fun.
I appreciate it. Yeah, we learned to adapt and get along with a bunch of different people. So let's focus on your story today because I really am excited to hear and to tell your story tonight, and just hear all the different things that you've been through as a person, as a player. So I want to start from when you were a young girl, Becca, little Becca. Talk about your time growing up in Claxton, Georgia. How did you get into playing softball, and what other sports other than softball were you interested in and involved in?
So yeah, softball started. I think I went to school in Claxton, but we grew up in Hinesville and started there. My dad coached us at rec ball. I remember it was very fun because I started pitching at a very young age. And so I could throw really, really hard. Like sometimes didn't know where it was going, but I could sling it. And so we got the team for the rec department. We were the McDonald's team, and this team had never won a game. So I remember our assistant coach was like, if we'll go undefeated, I'll bleach my hair. And he had black hair. Yes. We went undefeated. Like it was amazing. And he was not a good bleach blonde. He was not at all, but it was so much fun. So like that passion, like, starting off with your first year of rec ball, you doing big things like that. That kind of definitely made me fall in love with softball. As a kid, I was very stubborn, hard-headed. Yeah. We'll say fiery attitude.
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah, exactly. So I loved softball. I tried other sports. Basketball, God, no. I don't like people sweating and touching me. So no, basketball was not it. Couldn't do it. But I ended up just sticking with softball, playing year round. You know how that goes. I'm sure baseball was like that too. You don't stop.
Well, not so much in the North. Like in the North, It was, like we played baseball during baseball season, like in the spring, summer, and fall. The winter was basketball time.
No. Oh God, no. Okay. Yeah, no. We went, I remember we went and played in Disney in December. So yeah, no, it was year round, but South Georgia, you can do that. It's nice. Um, but yeah, so when I got to middle school and high school, I stuck with softball. My coach did put me on the basketball team, but I was a water girl. It was just to keep me, keep me out of trouble and staying focused and stuff.
I'm
But
sure keeping
softball
you
was
out of trouble was a difficult task.
the fiery attitude.
I'm
It took
saying.
over.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, it's difficult to kind of tame that flame, if you will, you know?
For sure, for sure. But yeah, I did enjoy being on the team. But softball was just the passion. And I played, of course. It's so crazy because I went to a private school.
Mhm.
So I don't know if you know, but like in eighth grade, like for private school, you could play varsity.
Yep.
And my eighth grade year was the first year our varsity team went from slow pitch to fast pitch. So, yes, they pulled a couple
Wow.
of us eighth graders up because we had played before, especially middle school. When we got to varsity, just the eighth graders and a sophomore catcher were the only people on the team that had ever played fast pitch before. How crazy. And
That's
they were like
wild.
state championships in slow pitch, like I think back to back to back. Well, that year we won state in fast pitch for the first year ever. And I'm telling you, like no one knew, no one, our seniors had never played. It was crazy. So yeah, it was pretty fun experience. But got to pitch every game as an eighth grader. So
Wow, that's
yeah,
incredible.
got a ring. Yeah, but yeah, no, it's been a fun ride. And with kind of softball being that, true to my heart, even in high school, I remember my coach keeping me close to him so I didn't get in trouble. I would help with the middle school team. So I was like an assistant coach for our middle school team whenever I was in high school, like my junior, senior year. And
Okay.
I even ended up coaching at the rec department in town. So I've always been a part of softball. Now, did I want to be a coach? Absolutely not. I know I don't like kids. Sorry. Did not like kids. But it was the game that I
Yeah,
was involved with and stayed a part of. So
that's amazing. All right, so we can already see like I'm beginning to sort of recognize a couple of themes. One, it people got to keep you occupied or you get yourself in trouble, and two, you are the coaching sort of roadmap or bloodlines are kind of being laid. The groundwork is being laid from an early age, which is absolutely cool. And I can't wait to hear a little bit more about how you got into coaching and why you decided to make this your profession. But I did want to kind of step back and ask, as you were growing up and getting into softball and having the success that you were as an eighth grader and then in high school, who were some people that really influenced you in the sport of softball and within the game of softball, from parents, friends, mentors, coaches? Who were those people for you?
oh yeah. I mean, of course my dad, I grew up a tomboy. My poor brother, me and my dad would just be mean to him and be get in the yard. He'd be the tackle dummy. It was just yes, but my dad, he definitely, and a shout out to my brother. He had to catch a lot of my lessons and didn't want to, but he did it. So those two were a big part of my journey, especially with the pitching and being my catcher. I will say my high school coach, who, and the time I didn't agree with having to keep me so close and out of trouble. But I'm very thankful that he did take that time and actually cared. That meant
Yeah.
a lot looking back now. I'm very grateful for him. Marty McDaniel, he coached
Oh
at Tennessee,
yeah.
right? He
Yeah.
coached at Armstrong, and I took pitching lessons from him growing up. He was my
Oh.
second instructor. So yeah, it was crazy because I'll be honest, again, I was hard headed. It's established. I didn't agree going to a male pitching coach because I'm like, this dude, like, I'm not going to a male. He doesn't pitch. I swore he picked up my vibes because he grabbed the ball and he threw it into the net, like explaining a drill to me. I was like, oh my God, he slung that. So I started respecting him. And
Yeah.
that was a good experience with him teaching me. He paved the way. Um,
He's at Rowan now, right?
yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I see him recruiting and stuff. I'm like,
Yeah,
oh
I've seen him a
my
couple
God.
times too. He was at the very first camp I ever did in near Nashville.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. He's so nice.
Yeah, he's a very nice guy.
But um Ty Rekovich. He was my college or travel ball coach and ended up being my college coach at USCB. So that was a pretty cool experience, have him when I was younger and older. And he's still involved in my life. I love him so much. He's amazing. His daughter, Katie Rekovich, coaches at USC. So the softball world's small. Is it not crazy?
It is. It is very crazy. Like, you would think it would be so much bigger with so many different colleges and universities and things like that. But there are so many people that I'm again, just getting involved in on the surface level that know so many different people.
Oh, yes. You went to the convention and you had
I
a
did.
blast. Yeah.
Yes. I unfortunately, we didn't really get a chance to hang out that much. I saw you at one of the mixers, and then like, I don't know what happened. You were out and about causing trouble, probably. Yeah.
It was Vegas. I had a blast.
Yeah. So did I. It was my first time there, and I loved it. Like, I would actually love to go back and just be able to explore a little bit more. I was so caught up in the convention and going to the different seminars and just being around the mixers and the events. And plus, it's very expensive out in Vegas. And as a first year paid assistant coach, I was trying not to spend too much money. But
no, they treat you good, but no, there's a lot going on. So it's always a good experience.
Yes, absolutely it is. So shout out to the people that influenced you and supported you getting to where you ultimately ended up getting. Let's talk a little bit about your own recruiting process. When you were in high school, as we mentioned, all the success and fast pitch and things like that. So what was that like for you? And how much different do you feel like it was then to what it is now?
Oh my gosh, it's crazy. Like, there's so much access to stuff now, like showcases and stuff like that, but there really wasn't that much. I remember we played tournaments and you could email coaches. I went to camps. But I will say the funnest one I ever did was an individual showcase where you just showed up by yourself and then they put you on teams and then you just played. Like, that was so cool to meet new people and kind of like get new experiences and stuff like that. I really enjoyed that one. I don't see many like that anymore, though.
Yeah, there isn't really a lot of those. Which there are a lot of instructional camps and things like that, which I think are good and they're beneficial for the players that come to those, because you get a chance to be coached by, again, college coaches basically for however many hours we're there, basically the entire day, like 8 hours. But it's a good experience. I love actually doing camps.
Oh, I know. It's so much fun. And I feel like that's when you get to meet players and get to know them a little more one-on-one and stuff like that. Oh yeah, no, camps are fun. They're great.
Yeah. Camps are great. And I've always said that I would much rather do a camp, not only because I get paid to do it, but because, like you just said, you get a chance to, with all of the rules and regulations of the NCAA and whatnot, especially for Division I coaches, like it's so difficult to be able to talk to somebody and to know when you can and can't talk to them. But if you have a camp, you're free reign to talk to them as much as you want. You get a chance to not only see their skills, but you also get a chance to know them as people and know their personalities and just see sort of how they interact with you, which is, to me, invaluable in recruiting.
No, it's nice. And even when you meet them at the big camps, you invite them to your camp and get them on campus. And that's just, you're building that relationship and stuff like that. So they're very beneficial. It's so crazy how much it's changed. Like, I remember that one showcase I went to. My dad chased a college coach down in the parking lot to give him my portfolio that he made. And if you looked at that portfolio now, you're like, oh my God, what is this? But he was so proud of it and he put so much effort into it. And hey, I did get a call from that coach. So it was worth it. It was worth it.
It worked out for sure. Yeah. Let's talk about your college journey, because as I alluded to, you played for 4 different colleges. Like, just take me through that journey of going to a bunch of different schools, because like for me, I played at one school. I played at SUNY Plattsburgh for 4 years, but nowadays, like that was sort of like what it's like nowadays, where kids just can jump around and go to different schools. And like, by the time they're done, like they've played for like 5 or different schools, and it's just sort of nuts. So like, you were sort of the first transfer portal type of person before all of that happened.
Okay, I was a transfer portal. 4 schools. I'm like, when you said that, I was like, yes, you're just showing how just much of a headache I was growing up. Okay, I'm a better person now. Okay?
Is that what it was? You were a headache, so you had to go different places?
I was very stubborn, very
Okay.
hard-headed,
Okay.
fiery attitude, fiery.
Uh-huh.
But
Well,
I was
you started at South Georgia State. So how did you get there? And then talk to us about how you got to East Georgia State and Coastal Georgia and then
Mhm.
the University of South Carolina Fuchsia.
I loved South Georgia because I had a lot of offers. I went to a lot of camps, had a lot of people I talked to. But South Georgia was my favorite coach because he was the only one that told me I didn't have to pitch. I just wanted to go play short. I just wanted to play middle infield, just play the game. I was tired of pitching. 2 weeks into practice, he's like, "Hey, I think I want to I think I want you to pitch." I'm like, "Are you serious?" We had 8 pitchers. I made the 8. Like there were so many pitchers, but I ended up being like in top 4. So like whatever. I'm thankful for it now because I wouldn't have been the transfer portal kid if I didn't have that pitching aspect. That truly being honest, like it did help me a lot. So it sucks because I went from a JUCO to another JUCO. And I was going back to South Georgia. I was going to do my second year there. The economy hit in 2009. So it kind of hit my family a little hard. And I think it was 2 weeks before August. I was playing in a tournament in July because I was young enough. And East Georgia's coach saw me. They were starting a program. And she was like, "Hey, we'll pay for everything." So I was financially struggling at South. I was getting this covered and it was close to the family. So going through all that difficult time, I was just like, all right, this seems like a great opportunity. Let me do this. So I will say our coaches there had just graduated from playing Division I softball. They were hot, fresh coaches and they worked us. When I say that's the best I've ever been as an athlete and best shape I've ever been in my life, like that, if that was a 4-year, I probably would have stayed there.
Yeah.
If they would have took me because my attitude, but whatever. But no, it was really, I did enjoy that one. Okay. But it was a JUCO. 2 years done, I had to leave. Coastal came up again. They were transitioning from JUCO to NAIA. So this was a new coach. She needed pitching. So again, I'll pay for everything. We need a pitcher because it was them or LaGrange, and LaGrange is a Division III.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't have the academics, so that was not going to be a good option.
I was going to say you're not about to diss Division III on my show.
Never. I love Division III. I don't have a good GPA. I'm dissing myself. Because my visit to LaGrange, I fell in love. Like they had a locker with my name on it, and like it was just beautiful. The campus, no, LaGrange is nice. I just couldn't afford that. So
let me just interject real quick. Speaking of lockers, that just sprung down a memory. For the first 3 years I was at Plattsburgh, we literally shared a locker room, and it was like metal lockers, like you would find in like a school with like a high school hockey team.
Are you with
like
the
a locker room? Like it was like obviously we didn't share lockers, but like I think they also had access to that locker room during the hockey season since it wasn't like during our on season. So it was kind of weird. But my last year, my senior year, they did finally give us our own locker room with like legit lockers and things like that. So
you went out with a bang.
I did, yeah.
Fancy. Okay.
Yep. Mm-hmm. You know.
I love it. That's rough though. Metal lockers? No, that's rough.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. But hey, I was, like I said in my show, I was just happy to be there. So you could have given me no locker. I'd have been happy.
Yeah, it's the little things. Yeah, you're good. You're good. Oh man. That's crazy.
All right, so you got the Coastal.
First year coach. That was probably the worst year of my life. Worst year of my life.
Why?
She was a young coach. And I mean, I'm a coach, so I'm not going to knock anybody or say bad.
I was going to say, where you were before at East, like they were young coaches as well, and it was amazing.
Okay, you're right. Okay. They had great experience under their belt. Let's say that. I don't think she played college ball. No, she played at Armstrong. She just wasn't a coach. She doesn't coach anymore.
Yeah.
She just wasn't a coach. So
that's fair.
Didn't learn a lot. And again, I had to practice, take reps at third, take reps at short, take reps at second, take reps at first. Then I would sometimes go to the outfield, but I'm not an outfielder. I'm not. I just have a strong arm. And then I'd have to go pitch and throw a bullpen. And then our catcher got hurt. So I had to end up catching for 2 weeks. So
Talk about utility player.
Utility.
Golly.
One thing that saved me and made coaches deal with me is that I'm very smart. I'm very smart in the game. So that
That's
helped me.
helpful.
Yes, yes, yes. Yes, especially nowadays. These kids are robots and
Yes.
it's like they need to be told how to play the game. Just no, play the game. Have fun. Think outside the
Well,
box.
you have to learn how to play the game. Like you can't just rely on coaches or your private instructors to teach you. I literally was listening to something before we jumped on here where Dan Orlovsky, former football player, was talking to Greg Olson, I believe it was, and they were talking about how their kids, like outside of lessons don't really do anything, and then they become so dependent on the lesson, is that's their hey, like I'm not practicing, like here I'm doing something outside of practice. You can't just go to like one lesson a week and practice and be expect to be really good. Like you got to do stuff on your own, and like you have to get a feel for the game, and you have to understand. Like I think you and I were sort of the same way because I was a smart player as well. I was not anywhere near as talented as you were in terms of playing, but I was a smart player and I had to be. If I wasn't, I wouldn't have made it. Like you have to figure out how you can almost like take advantage of the game or the opponent and things like that. And for both of us, I feel like that's what makes us good coaches because we were smart within the game, and you can impart that knowledge onto your kids and where they don't just rely on you, and you can get them to think for themselves.
Yes. I mean, and one thing that's as simple as it go watch games. Like baseball players are really smart in the game because they watch MLB. Like they grow up watching the game or respecting the game and seeing little things. Like we have softball on television now. You can get on YouTube and watch games. Go watch games and learn. It's just
Absolutely. I think that piece of advice right there is worth listening to this entire interview or this entire conversation, because I can't tell you how many times I have talked to, I used to coach younger kids in baseball. Shout out to my Scenic City Rangers. And they, I would tell them all the time, like, guys, just go watch a game. Like that's what I did with my dad to learn the game was like, we literally would sit and watch Mets games and we would talk about, all right, what do you think he's going to throw next? Or, like what's the next play or what should he have done instead of what he did? And just thinking the game, talking about the game. Like there is so much in people don't hang out with each other and they're just kind of off by themselves. Like I remember getting together with friends and we just sit and watch games, basketball, baseball, football. Like, people don't do that as much anymore.
Well, no, because it's not a short clip. They just want the highlights and they just want it fast. But no, that goes a long way. I mean, it really does help.
Yeah. And I think what you said about softball, and that's what I love about the game and how it's growing. I almost feel like I know I'm not on the real ground floor of getting into softball, like when it's about to explode, but I feel like I'm kind of on a lower level right now where the AUSL is big and they have a couple of professional leagues and they're gaining momentum and they're getting bigger, and the Women's College World Series is blowing up in Oklahoma City and like everybody's watching it. The numbers are getting through the roof, and more people are watching on ESPN Plus and like you said, YouTube, and you can watch it now on like SEC Network, SEC Network Plus, ACC Network. Like there's these networks are spending so much more time covering softball than probably ever before. And I think it's amazing that these young women get a chance to be showcased for as incredible athletes as they are.
Oh, yes, I agree. It's going to be, it's getting bigger and getting better. But I mean, this game, watch the World Series, they're sold out. It's packed. Like people love it.
Yeah, they really do. It's really, really fun. All right, let's talk a little bit about you getting to your final stop, USC Beaufort.
Oh yes, USC Beaufort. So again, I was done. I was done after Coastal. I was about to go be a waitress. Like I'm done. And then Katie saw that I messaged I put on my pitching coach Facebook. I was like, hey, let me know if you know of any individual showcases or anything like that. And so Katie saw that and she's like, we're actually needing a pitcher for next year. And so I got with Coach Ty and went on a visit, and he sat down and we ended up making it work. And I had the best year of my life. I'm so thankful for that. Like, I'm so thankful for him. I'm so thankful for that team because that was a very fun team that we went through a lot. But that's one thing where I just learned, like, you put your differences aside when you step on that field because we're all there to win. And
Mhm.
that's what that team did. We may have not agreed a lot off the field, but we were there to win, and we did. Like, that was so much fun. Such a fun
That's
year.
that's great. I'm glad you got an opportunity to go out with a bang.
Yes.
Getting a chance to go and experience all of those different stops and all of those different programs and coaches and coaching staffs and teammates and things like that. What were the challenges and lessons of adapting to so many programs early on? Like what lessons and challenges did you face and what lessons did you learn in kind of all of those stops as you went through your life and in your playing career?
Well, I mean, okay, so every team I met and got on, they all were like, "Oh my god, I thought you were gonna be the biggest B word." It's my face, okay?
You can swear on this podcast, by the way. You don't
Oh,
have
okay.
to. You don't have to, but like you can if you want to.
Okay, but well, you get the picture, right?
Yes, I know what you mean.
It's an RBF. It's just
Mhm.
natural. It comes natural. But no, so the once you get to know me, I'm fine. Like, I like to have fun and have a good time, but learning all the new coaches and what you can pick from, because that's one thing that I'm thankful for now. Like, yes, I don't think being a transfer portal kid was great. Like, I was the problem. I was 100% the problem. But I think it helped me so much to get where I am now because I got to learn from so many coaches. I got to learn pros and cons from how to like be a part of programs and finding players and seeing how things are ran and what I liked and what I didn't like. And so I'm thankful for everything I went through. It just yeah, I can admit that was a problem. It's okay. But I
That's
did
the
learn
first step, isn't it? Admitting that there's a problem or that understanding
yeah.
what the problem is.
And look where I'm at now.
Now you're a coach.
Woohoo!
All right. Speaking of being a coach, when did you know you wanted to get into coaching? Like, what did you have like a light bulb moment of like, oh, this is what I want to do because your degree was in sports management and then kinesiology. Like, so is this something you mentioned earlier? Like, this is not what you expected to be doing. Was there a light bulb moment, and what did you expect to be doing if you weren't coaching?
To be honest, I had no idea. I went to college for softball. I did.
Mhm.
And when I got done playing, it was like, I don't know where to go from here. So I started giving lessons and working with my pitching coach, Mary Morris in Pooler. And she had me coach a 12U beginner travel team. And then the next year, I took over the 14U team. And then the next year, Mary Beth, who have you've met Mary Beth. She was at Georgia Southern. Mary Beth Dennison.
Probably. I
The
probably have.
Southern when you were at Chat, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Okay, but anyways, she's at Furman now, the head coach there.
Oh, okay. I'm sure I've met her then.
Yeah, for sure. But she was the head coach at East Georgia, and she had just gotten the head coach position, and she needed an assistant, so she reached out to me, and then I became assistant. And then she ended up next year took a job at Georgia College, and I became the interim head coach. So everything just kind of flowed. It
Sort of
really
fell
did.
into place.
Yes. And don't get me wrong, it was a grind, like lessons, camps, doing all this stuff. And being travel coach, I had no kids and I didn't really like kids, but I loved softball and I loved seeing them grow in the game. And that's how I was able to relate and have fun with them. But that was the journey. It's just crazy. It just happened because I
Yeah.
don't know what else I would have done. And I'm not sure where else I would go. Crazy.
Oh, that's so funny. All right. So you got your start there, and it was kind of a surprise. Like I mean, like you started out as an assistant at East Georgia State College, but then obviously coach leaves. You get a chance to take over the interim, and then you become the head coach there, and you're there from what 2016, 2019. You go 78 and 46. You have a lot of success there. So was that something that you feel like you were ready for at the time?
I love that you asked that because no, when she took that job and the AD pulled me in the office and he was like, are you interested in being the interim head coach? Like, I think this is a great opportunity. I was like, I'm not ready for this. Like, there's no way. And he's like, I'll help you as much as possible, blah, blah, blah. Like, he was a great AD.
Yeah.
Charles Wimberly, he's at ABAC now, AD there. But
Shout out.
he shout out, right? But no, he was wonderful. So he really supported me and gave me confidence to do it because I just didn't want to mess up, to be honest. I just
Yeah.
didn't. And
Yeah. I think the fear of failure and letting down a university, letting down your players, letting down the program, like it's a real fear. And especially if you don't feel ready for that position, like there is a lot that goes into it. Now, I've never experienced being a head coach at the collegiate level, but I've been a head coach at many different travel levels throughout my time in coaching. So I get it. There's a lot of responsibility with that, and again, especially at that high level.
yes. Well, when you're a player, you're just like, oh, they just coach. That's all they do. They just coach. No, there's so much more. There's so much that goes into it, especially with softball at the collegiate level. We have a fall season and then our regular season.
Yeah.
So it's a lot. It is. And a JUCO, I mean, you're constantly recruiting, flipping over a team. Like, I was nervous, but look what happened.
Yeah, you were the interim, and then when did it become official that like you were going to be the head coach?
When that season was done.
Okay. So
Yeah.
so she left after the season. You
Mhm.
became interim, and then they made it permanent.
Yeah. Well, and then so interim that first year, and
Uh-huh.
then
Okay, so interim the whole entire year.
yes.
Okay, cool. So what was there a time throughout that first year where you were interim that you were like, okay, like I can do this and this is something that like I want to do and I want to be for the rest of my life potentially?
Well, so you know how like colleges and HRs are, right?
Yeah.
That whole fall I was by myself. So thank goodness I recruited with her and I knew these players and like thank goodness. But I was by myself the whole fall. So it was kind of like when I got help, I was like, oh my God, I can
I could
breathe.
breathe.
Yes. So it's like I proved I could do it. It's just like now let's go build something. Let's go do stuff, especially having an assistant that's hungry and
Yeah.
ready to work and wants to win. That helped a lot.
Okay, so a really good experience there in getting your feet wet as a head coach. And then you went from there to Middle Georgia State University in 2019. Talk to me a little bit about that transition and how that opportunity came to be.
Well, I thought it was awesome because I wanted to climb the ladder. I was
Mhm.
going, travel ball, JUCO, NAI, and I wanted to continue to climb the ladder. But when I got to Middle Georgia, I kind of low key fell in love with NAI. Like it's competitive. There's not rules like the NCAA has. it's
Hallelujah, Wild Wild West.
Listen, it's so much fun. And Middle Georgia was a 500 type team. Like they were middle of the pack.
Not
It
while
was
you were there.
Well, you're right. You're right. We got there though. Listen, I went through a lot of crap to get there, so it's whatever. But I had to change a lot. That first year, I kind of was like, I had 8 people when I got the job. There's 8
8
people on the
players?
roster. Yes,
Wow.
and I got the job in July. Yeah.
What did you do?
Okay.
How did you I mean, I know there's no rules. It's just like right. It's like Burger King, but like how were you able to build a roster from that?
So I did bring 3 of my JUCO players with me,
That's
and then
big.
how about this? I had a walk-on tryouts.
Hmm.
3 people showed up. There was one girl who was looking for a hobby. She came in jeans. She was just, yeah, I saw a flyer. I'm like, I need a hobby. Honey, that's not
Oh
this.
gosh.
There was another girl who was a legit like midget. 100%. Like she was a dwarf. I don't know. I'm so sorry if I'm offending people. I don't know what to call it. Let's say
Yeah.
dwarf.
Dwarf.
Guess where she tried out?
I'm gonna say first base.
Oh, that was a
Catcher?
good guess. Shortstop.
Oh gosh. Well, I mean, shortstops are generally a little smaller, like generally shorter sometimes.
I know. I don't want to. Okay, you're right.
Maybe I'm stereotyping.
I'm not going to be rude or offend anybody, so I'm going to stop saying anything. So yes, we'll say that. And then the third one did actually play travel ball. Wasn't bad. She didn't even go to Middle Georgia. She didn't even go to the school. I was like, what is happening here? But I was thankful for Middle Georgia that they had mini mesters. So I ended up getting her enrolled into like mini mesters for the fall and she got her eligible.
Okay.
So that was good. So we added her. I did take the dwarf. That's not rude, right?
No, it's not. I would say midget. I don't think it's rude. It's just describing their lack of height.
Yes, there we go. I did take her, and she was great. Loved her. Oh my God, such a sweetheart. And ran
Slapper?
bases like no.
No. Right-handed batter or left-handed batter?
Right-handed.
Okay.
But she ended up over the break, had to move back north with her family. So I lost her over the break. I ended up getting 5 transfers for January. Because again, it's NAIA.
Yeah.
Do whatever you want. As long as it's eligibility. That's the only thing you gotta worry about. So
Yep.
I did. I got like 3. I think they were all 4 JUCOs, 1 D2 kickback. So
how many players did you have on the roster? Like 15?
15.
Really? Exactly?
Yes.
Wow. Nailed it.
How crazy. I know. I did lose 1 to cross country, so whatever.
Okay.
But yeah, so we went to the season, but thank you, Lord, that COVID hit because we were not good. I was just trying to have the vibe of let's have fun. Let's let these seniors go out with a bang. They've been through crap. Let's just have fun. And that's what we were. I don't like to lose, but we were trying to make the most of it. And then COVID hit and we were done. The only thing that I hated was COVID gave those seniors another year to come back.
You hated that?
Yes, because they were toxic. They were part of the
problem
culture that needed to be changed.
Yeah.
So yeah, they came back, and then I experienced my first real losing season ever, and it was depressing because I brought in the only thing I hated was all I could get was freshmen. I couldn't get JUCO transfers because JUCO got that COVID year and the next year didn't count. Yeah. So no, they're not leaving
crazy.
JUCO. No, they were there for 4 years. It was crazy.
Yeah.
Oh my God. So I brought in a good bit of freshmen, and I was very excited for that freshman class. But again, that toxic senior leadership we had ruined it. It ruined it. It was so miserable. They're at conference tournament talking about the beach trip that they planned the next week. And if we won conference tournament, we would be playing that weekend. They didn't care. It wasn't fun. So I think I kept out of that. I had 23. I kept 6. I had a clean house because it got so toxic. And then we went 39-14, and then we started getting noticed. We beat the undefeated #1 team in the nation. Mobile was 32-0, and they came to us. They left 33-1.
Wow, that's incredible.
So yeah, it was an adventure. It was a lot of headaches. It was a lot that I went through off the field, but survived to live to tell the tale.
Adversity makes us stronger, and you finished with 106 wins to 60 losses. So, I mean, a really good job there on your part to sort of sustain that losing, cut out the toxicity that was there, and then rebuild it the way that you knew how to and that you knew would be successful. And it was. I mean, that had to be a really gratifying feeling for you as an individual, as a coach.
Absolutely. I mean, it made it worth it because it's sometimes, like, especially coaching, like, you question yourself, like, what am I doing? What do I need to do? Like, and you learn, do I think I do everything right? Absolutely not. There's so many regrets I have, but I've tried to just learn and not repeat that process, just try and be better every day. So it's just been growing.
That's all you can do. There's winning and there's learning. There's no losing. The only time you lose is when you don't learn.
I hate losing, but whatever.
All right. So from there, you go to Reinhardt. Talk to me about the ending at Middle Georgia State University and then why you ended up moving on to Reinhardt.
So again, wanted to climb ladder, fell in love with NAIA. I had the opportunity. Reinhardt's coach reached out and said that he was taking a job closer to family. And he really had a great group. He was returning everybody. They came off of a great season. He's like, I want to leave them in the hands of, someone who's going to do something with them. And so when he told me it, I mean, we played them, and Reinhardt, they were good. They had a shortstop that was phenomenal, So I was just like, I want to climb the ladder, but I'm kind of content with NAIA. So let me go compete. Because Middle Georgia they were about to transition to Division II.
Mm-hmm.
And they were going to go through a 5-year period of where you can't compete. And I want to be competitive. it is what it is. So I just didn't see middle was going to be, that future. So when that opportunity came, it was like, okay, let's go play ball. Let's go take this team and run. And we did. I mean, gracious, that was a very fun team to coach. They were very talented. I'm still depressed about our one loss in the conference. We were 27-1. That was so sad because we were winning that game. We were winning 7-2, and in the top of the seventh, they came back and made it 8-7.
Oh. Well, hey, you can't be too mad because I mean, you did have 40+ wins. You got to a top 25 ranking. You were regular season and conference tournament champion. So, despite the one loss, you still were able to accomplish all those things.
Yeah, I mean, it was a fun year. It really was. So
when you win, I mean, it is fun. Like I know you can't see them because I've got this logo covering it, but we got 2 rings up there. It's fun to win those things.
Yes, it is. That's what you stress for. So yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So you were at Reinhardt, what, 1 year you said, right?
Yes, and then Brian Daly, my
Good
man,
old Brian,
my guy. He's the best. He called and he was like, I'm thinking about this opportunity. It's Division I, and I've always said if I did climb the ladder, if I do go Division I or Division II, I wanted to be an assistant because the rules. Like I'm not the best with paperwork. I've gotten better, but whatever. I just want to coach. So when he called and he was like, "Would you be interested in being my assistant?" I was like, "Brian, I love you. Like you're great. I have, and you've met him, but like I've worked camps and showcases. He loves this game. Like loves this game. So when he called, I was like, I think that would be so much fun to go coach with him.
So how did you know him?
So camps and showcases.
That's it. That's the only reason why you knew him. Oh, okay.
Yes. Is that not crazy?
That's beautiful. I love that. I mean, that's how I got my job here. So like,
exactly. That's what I'm saying. But those matter. Like when all of us coaches work in those things and we talk, they matter. They do. And so he, Ty Rekovich, he ran Softball Factory in Savannah, and me and Brian, we worked a lot of those together and then just started seeing each other more. And he's very passionate about this game. And I wanted to learn from that.
Yeah. And he's also very passionate about working out.
Yeah.
I realized that.
Did he show you all his supplements?
He talked about them. I don't think he showed them to me, but he's talked about them. We did go to Buffalo Wild Wings before at camp one time wherever we were, and he was out. We were out there, and he was talking about them. And I had to leave early. Can't drink too much. Gotta go to the gym in the morning. Habitually.
Literally, though, yes, he's committed. I love it.
That is great. We love you, Brian. Shout out to Brian Daly. I know you'll probably listen to this as well. Let's talk a little bit about the biggest difference for you in your style of coaching when you're a head coach versus being an assistant. Like, what's the difference like for you? I mean, I know you mentioned the paperwork and you mentioned, all the different rules and things like that, but just like nuts and bolts coaching, like how is it different for you being a head coach from an assistant?
A head coach is being wonderful. Like, I know you want to do it and you're going to be great at it. I know you will, but it's a fancy name with a bunch of headaches. It really is. Like, will I ever go back to being a head coach? Yes, I will. But I am thoroughly enjoying being an assistant. I am. It's a lot more laid back. Don't get me wrong. I mean, you still have their standards and everything you want to do, but like, it's given me the opportunity to learn how to develop relationships with the players. Like, because when you're the head coach, you're always the problem. Their name's not in the lineup. It's because of you. Like, not because they don't put in the work or someone's outperforming them. It's not that. No, it's you. So I've enjoyed stepping back and just like getting especially pitchers, because that's who I work with the most. But I love our pitching staff. I love all 5 of our pitchers and our catchers. And I just have developed such great relationships with them on and off the field. So I've enjoyed that aspect of it.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm not going to put head coaching down for you. You're going to do it and you're going to love it. but it's just
I think I will. Like, I think I will eventually. And I know I mentioned it in my show and in my story, my journey thing, but I'm really focused on just, again, being where my feet are right now. So like anybody listening to that or to this, like, I'm not going for our head coach's job. I'm not trying to be a head coach like right now. Like, I am enjoying the process like you are of like being an assistant and getting a chance to really dig in teaching and coaching and gaining valuable experience. So I will be ready when that opportunity comes. But for me, like, I'm not rushing it. Like, I'm really happy with where I'm at. I love working, like you love working with the pitchers. I love working with the hitters. Like, I'm just like a hitting nerd. Like, I love the mechanics of it and the process and the thought. It's so hard. You're hitting a round ball with a round bat. Like,
you're set up
it's
for failure.
crazy. Huh?
You're set up for failure. You really
Yes,
are.
exactly. You really are. We literally just talked about this as a team. Like, we talked about fears and failing and all of this and how we overcome that, because yeah, it is really hard to be a hitter from a mental perspective, not just from a physical perspective, but from a mental perspective as well, because you do fail so often and you have to look at positives. You have to find positives. Now, there are times where you just suck and your swing's off, you're not seeing it, but you have to work on having good team at bats and quality at bats and just trying to put the barrel on the ball. Like, I always ask kids from when they're younger to when they're older now with the college girls, it's like, all right, what is our goal when we step into the box? And a lot of the times, especially like younger kids, like, oh, I want to get on base. I want to get a hit. Well, I'll say, what if you hit a line drive right at the center fielder and she makes an incredible diving catch? Did you fail? No, you shouldn't. You shouldn't lose confidence. I mean, you smoked that ball.
They get mad.
Yes.
They get mad about it. I'm like, that was a quab. Like, why are you mad?
We love a quab.
We're big on quabs.
We are, yes. And for those people listening that don't know what a quab is, that is a quality at bat.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Just want to make sure everybody's on the same page there. So you mentioned you worked with pitching, but like, and you could never really get out of the circle when you played. So, and you also hit. So like, why have you more, I guess, leaned towards coaching pitching? And do you do any hitting while we're at Alabama A&M?
Now, don't get me wrong. When I was head coach, defense was my favorite. Like, okay. I gave pitchers their bullpens. Here's what you're going to do. And if they needed help, I would work with them on certain pitches and stuff. But I was on defense. I love defense. I love aspect of it. I like teaching, like, how to think outside the box, what you need to look for, the little things. How are you going to beat your opponent? Because every single one of them are different. You find the little things. Defense is just my love. I always enjoyed having an assistant that would be in the cages handling the offense. Yes. But
I got you.
Exactly. See, but the times I don't mind offense. I think I'm too mental to teach a whole team for it. Cause I can get mental. I can admit that, but defense is my true love. And teaching the game and all that. And so that's what I'm saying, like, I've worked with pitchers the most here, but we're a staff. We do everything together. So, pitching, I've in the past, no, I'm just like, go do your workout. Here's your bullpen. Because again, when they don't get the innings they want, who's the problem?
Well, you are. Head coaches. Yeah, I get it. So when it comes to defense, are you like, would you label yourself like our boy Mark Kendrick as a defensive coordinator?
Oh, well, I would. I mean, listen, I can do it all. So there's no label. I'm all around utility coach. I do it all. That. But now, if you're going to ask me what I want to do, I would want the defense.
Okay. Defense, pitching, hitting. That would be your ranking?
Yes.
Okay.
I'll throw front toss. I don't want to do it. I can't get in their head.
Yeah, no, it is a very mental game. And I've spent a lot of time, kind of dissecting the mental side of things. So that to me is like really fun. And I really enjoy that because I'm a very patient person. I'm not a very mental person. Now, don't get me wrong. Like I will get in my own head sometimes and I get it, but I think I have a really good understanding and patience. Like I wasn't one of those guys that, like, if I got out, I was going to like the trees behind the backstop or the dugout and, grabbing a wood bat and just
I've seen it.
I've played with many of those guys that were, on the roid rage, as they say.
I saw a baseball player take the bat and just beat himself in the head. I was like, oh my God, you need help.
Yeah, baseball players can be crazy sometimes. Let's talk a little bit more about your coaching, and you and I kind of had a little conversation about this off the air. What is? I'm not going to ask you what your coaching philosophy is, but I want to ask you. I'll rephrase the question, and I'll ask you,
Okay.
what are a couple of aspects of coaching that you find the most valuable?
I I guess it's especially at the collegiate level that there's so many aspects that go into it, like recruiting. I love recruiting and finding utility players because one, I can relate a lot to them,
Yep.
and JUCO players because they're already getting to experience the next level with the faster pace, but also they're young and dumb, so they kind of get to wean all that out for 2 years and then come to you polished, right? And so the recruiting, that's my fun part of the recruiting. Coaching wise, I guess I've never been the biggest. I've always told myself I'm their problem, so I don't try and develop relationships. But like I said, being an assistant now, and especially coaching with Ryan and seeing how passionate he is, that's one thing I told him. I was like, I hope I really learn a lot from you in that area because I need to kind of be more like better with developing relationships. So
Mhm.
that's one thing I've enjoyed and trying to get them to not just focus on softball on the field, but like focus on being better people off, going through things that you're going to. Because I remember being in their shoes. I thought the world was beating me up. And now I'd give anything to go back and be in those shoes. Oh my God. And do better and not have such a bad attitude. But I would do a lot of things different. But I just try and coach them through my regrets because
Yeah.
I have a good bit.
Well,
But
that's good. It's again learning from your own experiences and being better because of the things that we go through and experiences that we have ourselves. And I think that's really what the mark of a great coach is, that somebody who can pull from their own experiences and say, "Hey, I don't want you to experience the same pitfalls that I did, and
yeah,
here's what I did and here's how you can avoid it." Because again, I did it, and then at that point, it's up to the player if
yes.
they trust you enough or not. Because we know kids, they're young and they're dumb sometimes. And you could say whatever you want to them, they're still going to do what they want to do and not heed your advice. And then they'll make a mistake and they'll learn.
Yeah.
They'll learn.
And I won't even say I told you so. Just come
Nope.
here. I'll give you a
Hmm.
hug. We're gonna make it through it.
Absolutely. All right. This is not going to be the question that finishes their conversation because I do want to do like kind of a quick lightning round with some fun questions sort of at the end. But
Okay.
give me one piece of advice that you would either give your younger self from a coaching perspective, or if you were sitting here talking to a younger coach who just was getting into coaching or was thinking about getting into coaching, give me a piece of advice that you would give them.
I don't know how to. I don't know how you're gonna take it, but I would tell a young coach to really invest in the players who want to be there and who want to get better. Because that's one thing that I learned when I first started. I wanted to make everyone great, and they don't all want to be great. And it causes you more problems in a sense than just focusing on the ones who do want it.
Yeah.
And so that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't want you to take it in a bad way. Like, no, they all don't matter. They do all matter. But if they're gonna not want it, put your energy into the ones who do.
That's a great piece of advice. And I love that. And I take it in the right way because I'll be honest, and I've said this since I started coaching at Chattanooga as a volunteer for 2 seasons, that these girls are young women. I'm not, most times I'm not going to go out of my way to ask if they want to come hit extra or get extra reps or anything along those lines outside of practice. If they want that, they need to go and take the responsibility to ask me. Very rarely am I going to go to them and be like, "Hey, like we need to hit more, like you need to do more."
Mhm.
um, I think I've done that once since I've been here at UNA, and I
Yeah.
just did it recently. And I want to do it because it's a player that like I think has an incredible amount of potential, and she had been struggling a little bit, and I'm like, I want you to get a couple extra swings in. Like I think it would be good for you. And of course I do that, and she goes out and smokes 2 balls in the gap today. So
There you go. So
it
yeah,
is what it
you
is.
read the vibe, you saw
Yeah,
it was gonna be beneficial. But if
yeah.
it's just someone who just doesn't care to be there and complains that, oh my God, practice is at 2:30 today, like why? Like those just that's a headache.
Yeah, it can be tough sometimes, but everybody loves softball. They're there. You hope they enjoy it. You hope that you can put together and cultivate a good culture and a good environment for them to learn, to grow as not only players but as people, and to enjoy again doing what they love. Because for most of the players, this is it. Like there are some professional leagues popping up, and you can go play overseas a little bit. It hasn't kind of gained that level of momentum where you see it in like basketball or baseball even.
Yeah.
But I'm hoping one day it gets to that point because it is a beautiful game, and I'm really appreciative that I get a chance to be a part of it, and I get a chance to have a conversation like this with you as my first person on the show. So
Gracious.
to finish things up, I wanted to kind of just do kind of like a quick and fun questions. There's a couple of them here. You don't have to give me too detailed of an answer,
Yeah.
but just hit me with like kind of quick answers, and we'll kind of just go back and forth on those. All right, you ready?
Okay.
All right. One word your players would use to describe you,
Oh, sassy.
and give me one you hope they use.
Sarcastic.
Okay, sarcasm is a great thing. We love that. Can't keep it too serious. Can't be too serious. The hardest thing to coach: pitching mechanics, hitting mechanics, or human emotion.
Oh my gracious, you threw that last one in there because I was going to say hitting. I don't deal well with people crying, so human emotion.
What's something about assistant coaching that no one prepares you for?
I don't know.
Or maybe just say coaching in general, because like head coaching, like you said, there's a lot more responsibility to come with a head coach. So like just coaching in general.
Yeah, no. All the paperwork and it's so much, okay? And everything you have to do. Let's just say that. It's a lot.
Yeah. Again, like you detailed, there is a lot that kind of goes into it, and there's a lot that happens behind the scenes that a lot of people don't see.
No. Like,
Best piece of advice you've ever stolen from another coach, or you've used from another coach.
ooh. Oh my gosh. I wish if it wasn't lightning, I would tell you because I definitely stole stuff from people.
If it wasn't lightning,
Like if this wasn't lightning round and
oh,
question.
go ahead. So, I mean, you can just dive into whatever. Like, there are no rules here. Like, I thought this was going to be 30 minutes, and we're pushing an hour already. So, like, we're gone.
True.
Come on.
Jesus. Come
I know
back.
that one's.
I know that one's a good one because there's just so many things I've learned from people. What's the next one? I'll come back.
Okay, we'll come back to that one. We'll circle back. Go-to phrase you say way more in practice than you realize.
I don't like thinking about myself or hearing my voice speak, so I try and not listen.
So you're not going to listen back to this, is what you're telling me.
I'm gonna have my family listen. They can tell me.
That's fine. Like, is there anything the girls are like? I don't know. What do they call you? Coach B, Coach Becca? What do they call you?
Becca. What they say?
Yeah, what would they say? What is something that like? Is there something that they say that like you say all the time or you do all the time?
No, I don't. If they say or mock me, it's behind my back.
Okay, all right.
I'm gonna ask them now. I will find out.
You should, yeah. Ask them, and we'll have to circle back, and you'll have to let me know that one.
Yeah.
What's tougher, rebuilding a program or maintaining success?
I enjoyed rebuilding, so I guess maintaining success.
Yeah, high standards. Got to keep it there. Like rebuilding, you're kind of just building from the ground up, and you're hoping for the best, and like nobody's expecting a whole lot from you, and you go out there and you surprise people, and it's fun.
Exactly. But yeah, when you have to keep pushing the standards, like, oh God.
I mean, ask Kalen DeBoer that question, taking over for Nick Saban.
Yeah, right. My gracious.
Yeah. All right. This one's an interesting one. If you could instantly fix one thing in the college softball culture, what would it be?
I mean, it's college sports period is the transfer portal. Like it's not fun to coach that mindset. Like, oh, if I don't get my way here, I'm going to transfer out. But the grass isn't always greener. Like,
It's true.
So I don't.
Coming from somebody who transferred 4 times.
Hush! I learned my lesson, okay? It got me where I am. I was the problem.
Yes, we've established that. We know. Um, the transfer portal is a big one, and NIL and
It's
no
so
allegiance and like legal tampering. It's like it's crazy out here.
it's not fun.
No,
And some
it's
of these
really not.
athletes make more money than me. Like, this is dumb. Okay.
I know it's insane. A lot of athletes make more money than we do.
It's not okay.
What's your favorite moment? A big win or seeing a player finally get it?
Get it. Seeing a player get it, it's just like it warms the heart. I love winning, don't get me wrong, but those little moments, they're fun.
What's one of your non-negotiable standards that you have within your teams and your culture and your players?
Respect. I mean, we're females. We have to respect each other. And when you cross that line, we're very hard to forgive. So
Mhm.
respect has to be demanded.
One lesson softball taught you that still shows up in your life off the field today.
Mm, God, never give up. Let's go with
That's a
that.
good one. That's a good one. Can't ever give up.
No.
When it's all said and done, what do you hope people say about Coach Becca?
Oh, she was tough, but she cared and she had her reasons.
All right, last one. I want to circle back to it. Best piece of advice you've ever stolen from another coach. I mean, it can be coach. It can be from Brian. Like if there's something that like you really like from him, or
Yeah. Back
whenever
in
you
school.
played. Like for me, I think one of the biggest things for me, just to give you a little bit more time and filibuster, so you can think about it. But like for my college coach at Plattsburgh, it was control what you can control the
Mhm.
controllables, and don't think about and don't worry about anything else outside of that. To me,
That
that was
is
like a big
true.
one.
Yeah, no, that's I use that one a lot. I use the round bat, round ball.
Mhm.
Um, mm. Oh my God. I'm gonna just put it in the comment section. I'm gonna think.
What?
I know. I cannot think of something that just stole.
Okay. I thought you meant like I can't say it, but I'll just type it.
Oh no.
I was
No,
like,
I'm
dang,
sure
okay.
there's there's something.
That's
I'm just
okay. You can like you said, you can leave it in the comment section. Maybe I'll put it in the description because we're recording this for all of those people that don't know the behind the scenes of sports media. Like we're recording this a week before it's going to come out. So
and I thought it was gonna be live. I almost thought
yeah, exactly. Becca was S and bricks over there.
yes. Oh, well, and I'm very upset about this one.
I know. It's okay.
Okay.
We'll put it in the comments. We'll put it in the show notes. The whole thing.
Yeah.
But it's been an absolute pleasure having you on, Becca. I know you mentioned you want to be a head coach at some point again. Do you have, again, this is not, I know we're all kind of in our moment in our season. Like, do you have an idea of like when you'd like to do that again, or just kind of, hey, whenever it happens, it
No.
would be awesome to have happen.
Listening to yours, what did you say? Where your feet,
Be where your feet are.
be where your feet are. I love that because I was like, I'm feeling that. I'm living that life right now each day.
Yeah, and I think as a coach, like it's as I mentioned in my spiel in my story that like where I was at in my sports media industry, like it was almost kind of I don't want to say it was easier to think that way, but like you're trying to move up in market size and like Tennessee and Louisiana like weren't home for me. Like I loved being in those markets, but like I could easily jump to another one and learn about the teams and like just dive into the culture of it. So like I'm thinking ahead and I'm trying to make moves.
Mm,
But I feel like with coaching, it's so relationship based and it's so like you have to pour your whole self in there. Like you can't sort of like be kind of half in, half out and do the
yes.
best job that you can possibly do. I mean, look at Lane Kiffin, where he was waffling back and forth, between LSU and Ole Miss, and they wouldn't let him. They said, "Hey, Lane, like you have to decide. Like you're either all in with us here or you're
Yeah.
all out and going to LSU." There's no, "Hey, I'm going to go to LSU, but I'm going to finish coaching at Ole Miss." Like there was none of that. It was like you have to pour your whole heart and your whole soul into what you're doing and there's no real room to think about anything else that might
No.
happen in the future.
That was the toughest thing about leaving East Georgia to go to Middle was like, I'm bringing in all these players. Like, this is tough. I want to coach these. So yeah, that's why it's like, I just want to enjoy today. I want to enjoy now, and whatever happens, happens.
Becca Hewitt, the pitching coach for Alabama A&M. It has been an absolute pleasure to get a chance to see your face again, to talk to you, to hear your story. It was incredible. I've really enjoyed it. I know the listeners have as well. So thank you for being my first guest, my inaugural guest on the show. I'm super happy that it was you. And I can't wait for the people to hear this story and just listen to the comments, the feedback on it. Just keep doing your thing. I've loved getting a chance to know you, and I can't wait to. I don't think we play each other this year, do we? No, unfortunately we don't. But we'll probably see each other at Dobbins camps and other things along those lines.
Absolutely, yes. And thank you so much. I had a blast, and I'll keep listening and keep learning, and I'll be in your comment section. And good luck to y'all this year.
Thank you. Good luck to you, Becca. I appreciate the time.
All right, bye.